very good evening, viewer, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today in the NILEcast News Bulletin, only on West Nile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day, every day from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. My name is Okumaringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories this evening, let's have a look at what's happening in the headlines. In the headlines tonight, Pakwach District celebrates the Day of the African Child. Moyo District Health Department receives low turn-up for measles vaccination for babies. And Dara City Inter-School Ball Games 2 commences at Barifa Stadium. This and more in the NILEcast News Bulletin. It's the 18th of June 2024. You're most welcome to the NILEcast, only on West Nile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the evening. In Pakwach District, the Day of the African Child was celebrated with events organized by the Mentoring and Empowerment Program for Young Women, MEMPROW, aimed at promoting children's rights and highlighting their challenges that children in Africa face daily. Alfred Jawok reports.
The Day of the African Child is a celebration of the courage and resilience of young Africans. In 1976, on June 16, about 10,000 black school children in Soweto, South Africa, marched to protest the poor quality of their education and demand their right to be taught in their own language. Hundreds of students were shot on that day, with more than 100 people killed and over 1,000 injured in the following 2 weeks. This tragic event led to the establishment of the Day of the African Child in 1991 by the Organization of African Unity, now the African Union. The day is celebrated annually on June 16 to honor the memories of the students who fought for their rights and to raise awareness about the continuing need for improvement in education provided to African children. In Pakwach District, the Day of the African Child was celebrated with events organized by Mentoring and Empowerment Program for Young Women, MEMPRO, aimed to promote children's rights and highlight the challenges that children in Africa face daily. Immaculate Mukasa, the team leader MEMPRO, says education for children in Pakwach District needs to be enhanced as one of the Sustainable Development Goal number 5.
Day of the African Child, and that's in the Mentoring and Empowerment Program for Young Women. We advocate for girls' education as first priority, as one of the things that will lead to development, one of the things that will help the girls not to get pregnant at early stage. So we believe in girls' education as one of the ways to get to the Sustainable Development Goals, especially goal number 5 and the first goal of reducing poverty, and also the goal of climate justice. So it's important that we invest in girls' education.
Brenda Kello, a pupil at Pakwach Girls Primary School, appealed to parents to use this day to reflect what it means by educating girl child in society. Akello further urges community to stop violence against girl child.
Teenage pregnancy must stop, early marriage must stop, violence must stop. We must stop this. It's not good. I mean, dropping out of school, it's not good. A girl must go to school. When your girl child goes to school, it gives you value in the environment. I mean, everybody will respect you because you have an educated child. Please keep your girls in school. I mean, you don't have to have that mentality that girls don't have a chance to go to school. We all have the right for education.
Meanwhile, Christina Shayo, Pakwach District Education Officer, outlined some of the challenges faced by many parents to raise their children for a better future. Shayo urges parents to give child mothers the second chance to education.
We are here to raise voices about these injustices and sensitize the people about the way forward. Give girls a second chance. Like when a girl gets pregnant in school, the girl can be allowed. to sit national examination. And even when the child has grown, like 1 year, the girl child can go back to school and be able to achieve the purpose, her dreams, her visions, and so the girl is empowered.
However, Honorable Robert Omito-Steen, Chairperson Local Council 5 Pakwach District, said that commemorating the Day of African Child reminds the public to rise up and stand up for the girl child to fight against rape, defilement that is crippling the population in Pakwach District.
Commemorating such a day of the African child, it gives us a reminder to rise up and stand for the African child and stand for the girl child and fight against rape, fight against defilement, fight against injustices against the girl child, the fight against the skyrocketing teenage pregnancies and child mothers that is crippling our population. It is clear that if we just sit and watch this situation, we will reach a moment we will no longer have any hope.
The day was celebrated with the advocacy work from Pajupi Primary School to Pakwach Police under the theme, Education for All Children in Africa. The time is now, aligning with African Union's Year of Education, which focuses on building resilient education systems to ensure increased access to inclusive, lifelong, quality and relevant learning in Africa. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
In Adjumani district, during the celebration of the Eid al-Duha prayers on the 17th of June 2024 at Adjumani Central Playground in Adjumani district, Muslim leaders and other faithfuls have been called upon to desist from doing things which are not acceptable in the Islamic religion. Onzima Alan reports.
During the celebration of Eid al-Fitr on Sunday, 17th of June 2024 at Adjuman Central Playground in Adjuman District, Muslim leaders and other faithfuls have called all the Muslims to desist from doing things which are not acceptable in Islamic religion. Kamba Rasid, the director of Swab Muslim Association, emphasized on the need to avoid smugglings as it is not only against the Islamic laws but also a risky venture.
We are also doing our smuggling. Government is your money, 80% they test yourself your business. You come in this running up. Wala ni dozi, wala ni sukaruzi, wala ni iuzi, wala ni nafaruzi, me register business. I don't want to register business. Atare higo haramu kwa Islam. Smuggling business Islam gaya ni haram. Wala ni sana, and there is a factor. There is to add a lot. I said so that mingi sana, alekini sila mbamba. But it is risky. Meki ni smuggling gabo, danger like me life for there, danger like me property miliki mika there, danger like me koi moto kato mika there. Transport miliki ni any cost.
Sifa Hayat, resident of Adjuman District, cautions people against doing things which are contrary at all levels, including employment sectors, marriages as well as businesses.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Smuggling is acting contrary against the principle of Islamic law, especially like in service, providing job. You are supposed to do it as expected, but when they say smuggling, it is in terms of either tribalism or nepotism or in terms of bribery. A person may qualify and perform and pass the interview very well, but can come and be changed with one of the relative or with in terms of exchange. Those ones are the smuggling. Then the smuggling in marriage, they also talk about the marriage. You bribe someone's daughter without permission. You hide, you misuse her. That one is smuggling in Islam. Then in business, there are so many of them. So we have to avoid that one.
By Garamandan Daudi, the district Kada Juman calls on the government to introduce spiritual lessons in schools so that the youths can become responsible citizens who will help the community in the future.
I want to say that if the government could even, it is because they need to train those who have been trained The syllabus are there in the schools, but those who have been trained are not there. So if that effort is also put so that everybody should get his spiritual aspect through from the school at the beginning, so that will help the community as well.
Muslims in such occasion always celebrate that day peacefully, share love among the faithfuls and other believers. Oraku Benson Pastore, Onzima Alan, Western Nile Television Nilecast.
Moving on to Moyo District, the health department in Moyo District is still grappling with the low turn-up of measles vaccination for babies in the district as the disease continues to wreak havoc in some neighboring districts, which is a looming danger for the young children within the region. Okumo Dominic reports.
Measles still remain one of the silent diseases which results into blindness and hearing impairment among children across the globe. But many parents, especially mothers, keep skipping the doses for measles immunization for their children across the globe. Sister Andreo Ebol Aurelia, the in-charge of immunization department at Moyo General Hospital, who doubles as the head of immunization in the district, said the district continues to receive low turn-up of mothers who bring their children to be vaccinated against measles, yet the district is being surrounded by the neighboring districts and countries which continue to register measles cases, and this has proved very difficult for the health department in the district to manage these cases.
In Moyo, the rate at which mothers or caretakers bring children for measles is low. The reason as to why, to our own analysis, is you find Moyo district is a town area. Because of that, you find there are a lot of mothers who are mobile. They move for businesses. There are others who go to farmland. So because of that, even if this mother gives you contact number or phone number, you may fail to reach this mother. Sometimes we engage these VSTs to follow up these mothers, but you find this mother has left for business, this mother have gone for farmland.
She further outlined the symptoms of measles in children, such as running nose and running eyes, which she said, if not managed properly and promptly, it will lead to blindness and hearing impairment among the children, and therefore urged the mothers to take their children for immunization so as to reduce on the cases of measles infections in the district.
When measles affect a child or a person, the child has running nose, and the child has running eyes or red eyes. So because of that, when this child is not managed well, the child can become dumb, unable to talk. At the first may develop that heart, that talking, but when the brain cells for talking is affected, the child will become dumb. Then too, the child will lose hearing. The child will not be able to hear.
Mrs. Joyo Josephine, a mother who took her baby for measles immunization, said the immunization is very important in the sense that it makes the babies grow well without disabilities inflicted upon them by measles, and that explains why she brought her baby for the immunization. Mrs. Amadrio Christine, another mother, urged the fellow mothers to take their children for measles vaccination so that the children will grow well and healthy and be of help to them in the near future. According to the information from the Ministry of Health, over 1,500 cases of measles were reported across the country from 2017 to 2020, out of which over 150 cases were confirmed to be positive after testing. It's from this background that the the government through the Ministry of Health is alerting the public to embrace the immunization of children from 0 to 18 months against the disease so as to reduce the infection rate to 0 within the country. I'm Dominic Anthony Okumu for West Nile TV, Nilecast.
Moving on to Pakwach District, Payungu Primary School in Payungu Village in Pakwach District is grappling with crumbling infrastructures and overcrowded classrooms as teachers hold lessons under trees. Alfred Jawok has more.
Payungu Primary School, a government-aided school in Payungu Village, Alwe Sub-County, Pakwach District, located along Pakwach-Nebi Highway with crumbling infrastructures and overcrowded classrooms, is in dire need of modern structures as teachers hold lessons under trees. Speaking to Mr. Robert Warom, the head teacher at Payungu Primary School, said the school has over 1,162 learners but only 2 classroom blocks, and this has forced them to conduct classes under trees and in makeshift structures. He added that the community has tried to help, but the makeshift structures are not a sustainable solution.
Most of our children are studying under the tree, and sometimes when they tend to face a lot of challenges during rainy season, when it is raining, you find the children are not studying.
Warom further said they have been waiting for the government to construct decent classrooms, but so far nothing has been done.
We want to construct a temporary structure of 3 classrooms this year.
Christina Yekoro, a teacher at Payungu Primary School, said the situation is there, with learners often sent home during rainy seasons due to the lack of space.
We have 3 classes which are under the land. We are teaching them under the tree. When it rains, it disorganizes all our lessons, especially when the rain is heavy. These other classes, which is outside, we make them to enter in these other classes.
Emily Kuyushwin, a P7 candidate, says they enjoy classes during the dry seasons, but during the rainy seasons, they spend most of their time at home, and sometimes the rain destroys their books.
My pitch to the government, we want the government to come and build for us schools, because learning under this piece, sometimes of sometimes it disorganizes the lessons.
However, Okelo William James, Chairman School Management Committee, Payungu Primary School, revealed that for long they have been engaging the District Education Department over lack of classroom blocks at the school, but nothing has been achieved. He blames the government for ignoring schools in rural areas despite being government-aided primary schools.
One, classroom building is not enough blocks for 1,062, something of this sort, pupils. We have been waiting to see what the government can do, but all in vain yet.
The District Inspector of Schools, Maxwell Atia, confirmed that the school has a shortage of classrooms due to meager resources, and the school is with high populations operating under trees and makeshift classrooms.
The number of classrooms in Payungu, they only have 4 classrooms plus 1 office, and most of the learners actually they learn under the tree, which people could even witness. Payungu is actually located near the road. So as a district also, we have decided at least to give them a classroom block next financial year.
And this aims to raise awareness about the challenges faced by many schools in Uganda due to lack of classroom blocks, emphasizing the need for investment in education infrastructure to support the growth and development of our children. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
In front of the camera lens is me, Benson Pastore. This is West Nile Television. I can welcome you for the segment of sports, which is under the umbrella of the biggest of it, called Nile Cast News. Like I said, my name is Oraku Benson Pastore. I can confirm to you 2024 Euro is getting interesting. Some teams are losing for fun, others are picking wins, and also the biggest story all over the world as far as sports concerned is all about the release of 2024/2025 English Premier League fixtures. But before we just look at the international stories, let's first take a look at what is happening within Western region and also narrow it within the city of Arua. And I can also confirm to you the biggest thing which is happening in Arua City as far as sports concerned is all about the commencement of Arua City Inter-Secondary School Ball Game 2, which commenced today with netball, and tomorrow will be the day for basketball. Basketball will only be for one day. Meanwhile, the biggest of it in second term called Barfade, as athletics shall commence on Friday and climax on Saturday. Let's briefly take a look at something about that. It's another busy week in Arua City in sports sector as secondary schools intercity ball games 2 commences at Barfa playing ground. The ball games have kick-started today, 18th of June 2024, with netball in which over 15 schools in Arua City have turned for, and shall climax on Saturday, 23rd of June 2024, with awarding ceremony. In summary, ball games 2 is witnessing netball for only girls, basketball for both boys and girls, and lastly athletics also for both boys and girls. Angwa Bernard, Arua City Secondary Schools Games and Sports Chairman, highlights the general public about the whole setting for the ongoing netball for this week.
Right now we have started with the netball. We started early this morning. Then so far the turn-up of the teams was actually very good, and it is actually going on. It's going to take about three days. Then from there we shall be able to reserve the finals, which will be played on a Saturday. So that is concerning the netball program.
He further updates the fans about the basketball, which is a new ball game for schools in West Nile region.
Tomorrow we also have the basketball, which is another game which we have introduced for Arua City also, and it has been there. It is a ball game too, but we have not been participating in it. So we have got the ground for this ball game too, and we shall have it in Arua demonstration school. So it will begin tomorrow from 9 to 4. There are only few teams there, as it is yet the new. It means we have schools, St. John College Ompati. We also have Farasina Secondary School. Then another one is also Pokia Seminary. The three will be battling out so that they get number 1, 2, and 3. Then we also have basketball girls category. We have St. Mary's Diofe and Farasina Secondary School.
He then finalized by giving updates about athletics, which is famous and known sporting activity for schools in second term.
We shall have the athletics from Friday, which will begin with the cross country. Then we intended to have the cross country in Farasina Secondary School, but we have not confirmed it properly. And if anything, we are going to communicate to the public maybe from tomorrow where our cross country will be taking place. And we also have another alternative. Maybe without cross country we can still have 10,000, which can also help us to, instead of having the cross country. So this will end on a Saturday. It means athletics will begin from Friday, will end on a Saturday.
Meanwhile, some of the school captains have expressed their views about the games, more especially the ongoing netball tournament.
Our target for this year 2024 tournament is we want to make it at least, if not to the semi-finals, to the finals, so that will be among the schools which are going to be taken for the regional games at Koboko.
It's going on very well, though teams are all struggling for that trophy, but we just hope the best teams win. We are also ready to face any team that comes across us. The schools are friendly, there are no quarrels, there are no wrangles, but we just hope for the best.
It is the first of its kind. West Nile region is implementing the new policy of secondary schools ball games, which has been split into 2 different terms. And for Arua City, Arua Public Senior Secondary School are the defending champions in netball after beating Muni Girls in last year's final. Oraku Benson